Hi everyone. I just want to spend a little bit of time in a mini tutorial, if you like, looking at the topic of identifying the host and complete paperwork. This is in terms of the major assignment, the event organisation assignment, because we've got the three assignments, and let me just talk briefly about those. The first assignment, the Media Watch one, you really need to get your groups organised. You need to let me know what day, tutorial day, you're on. Now that might seem a bit redundant because you know your tutorial day, but some of you are having people from one tutorial day brought in just for that presentation and for another day, so please confirm that with me, email, see me at the lecture. If you have any questions about the media launch, then please ask me, and don't forget the handout about the media launch was given out at the lecture this week. If you weren't at the lecture, then please make sure you call and get it. Secondly, with the media launch, you can use it basically, I think, to launch a product, to launch an event, and if you're down the track a little bit with your event, by the time of the media launch, then you may want to combine it with that. It's an opportunity to acquire a skill in an area which you can put on your CV. The second assignment is the poster. I will again do what I did with the media launch. I will give out a handout in the lecture about the poster, and I'm following very much the same size and format that Dr. Ken Wheeler uses with one of his coaching classes, and we now have the intention with the posters of taking exemplary posters and having a special display of those in the week after they're received. So you will be getting dimensions, guide to the poster. The one thing that always concerns me is if you're paying money for something at university, and the poster can range up to $24 according to Keen, but the product is well worth it because you'll be able to take it with you and show a prospective employer, to be able to show a sport organisation that you're working with. But on the other hand, where you're going to save money is that the event management textbook is not available because there's a new edition coming out in November, and I imagine none of you want to buy it a day or so before the exam. So you're saving $69, $63 on the text for the cost of the poster. But let's turn to the major one, and that's organising your event. So I'd like just to start kicking that off under the heading of the tutorial. So identifying the host simply means who will be the host organisation for your event. If you're going to be working with if you like, a known sport organisation, then obviously they would be the host organisation. If you're a group who are forming themselves into your own sports organisation, then you would link with a host or link organisation. For example, 4 of the class are planning a sort of fitness, sport, fun time at lunchtime in a primary school. Now their host organisation would be the local primary school. And one reason why I think it's important to do this is that at a meeting yesterday about placements, we quite clearly had reinforced about the need for students of ours to be, when they're on placement, to have insurance. If they're working with children, the organisation usually requires a police check, and in a way I just want to protect you from being a completely independent group without some of the protections that a host organisation gives. So I don't want to seem finicky, but I do want to seem as if I'm aware of some potential dangers. And for example, take the school one again. It would be the school's responsibility to provide a safe physical environment. So if someone participating in that event, say, cut their foot on a piece of glass that was on the netball court or whatever, then, if you like, our group is protected because the host organisation is providing that environment. Of course, we'd expect our group to check the court beforehand, so that could be a little bit tricky. So form your group, and it's not urgent to do this because this is down the track, but you do need to give it some forward planning. Form the group that you think you would like to be in for the event. Have a clear idea of what you're thinking for that event. discuss it with me. Now, you'll also need, once we've done that, to discuss the possibility with the host organisation. Now, it doesn't have to be a major event. You're not staging a 5-day endurance run or Ironman or Ironwoman event that's a national event. It may be an extended family event. It may be an event which you are running under the auspices of a major sport organisation. But do realise that the criteria will be clear. They'll be provided to you pretty much as in the unit, but as in a handout. And you are required to write up a chapter of the book, and the headings will be given to everyone. The event we've scheduled for the last 3 weeks of the semester. From week 8 on, they're probably going to take place, unless there are special circumstances. But I've run into the tricky position with some of you, because you're working, and I do feel bad about this, that you're working with sports organisations and you're asking, can this event organisation that you're undertaking be counted as part of the unit? I'm ambivalent a little bit, because I do want to recognise the work you're doing with the internship, but the difficulty is this, is that we've got clear criteria for assessment. You have to be responsible for the event, and it needs to be undertaken in the latter part of the semester. Now, if someone was approved for an event next week, say, then they haven't been exposed to the criteria fully, they haven't had the lectures about these, and they would be placed at a disadvantage in terms of assessment. 2, it would lose the impact of what we want to do in the latter part of this unit, of having a UCNIS community sports service program, and all of our events will be linked to or part of that. And we have, of course, within the class, a group who will coordinate this. So I suggest you get on with forming your group, you think of and discuss your event, come and share it with me, come and talk with me if you can't find a group, if you can't find an event. There's lots of time yet. It doesn't have to be major, but it has to be exceptionally well organised. I would begin an event folder of ideas and little results of your meeting. And if you're going to be working with children, then the organisation that you work with will probably require a police check. If you haven't had a police check, then please start implementing that. If you're not sure what to do, see me or see Sarah Ross in the placements office, which is along from my office, past Judy's office, in the corner where the corridors turn at right angles. So those are the thoughts for identifying the host. Completing the paperwork simply means at this stage making a list of people in your group, working out a tentative week when you'll stage the event, making some preliminary plans for what sort of event it is, and then planning to come and discuss it with me. Because this is going to be very much a joint venture. I will edit the book so that the production is of a consistent standard. I know the content will be interesting and very helpful to other people, and we have the coordinating, if you like, the people who organise the mega event program are in the class. And speaking just to them for a moment, if we find that there are a smaller number of groups than we expected, it might be that we have to cut down the organising group from 6 to 4, but we'll just see how that flows. If you've got any questions, contact me. If you've got any suggestions for other people, contact me. And I really look forward to what's going to be quite an outstanding part, from my point of view, of the NIS and Sports Studies program.